hi, Tom Whitwell.
Hi.
We're here at Superbooth, and you have got a new Turing machine, first of all, and some new prototypes to show us.
Yeah, so the Turing Machine was the first kit that I ever did, and it's been a very, very successful DIY build. And this is the new version of 2016. The biggest difference it has is a new length control here. So if we get a sequence going, so we've got a simple a couple of locked sequence going around, and that's, as you can hear, that's 3 steps there, and you can just take that, turn it into an 8-step sequence up to 16. And it works just in the same way as the old Turing, which I won't go through in too much detail because it's quite a long story. The other thing that's new, the pulses expander here, this takes little rhythmic pulses out from the main process. So if you turn it all off, you see they all disappear, and then they come back in as it becomes, as the pattern becomes more complicated. This used to have, I think, 7 outputs on it. It's now got 11. And is a simple bit of surface mount soldering to build.
So why 11?
Because that's all the possible outputs we had out of the system. So you've got 7 here, and then these outputs here are, so for example 1 and 2 only light if 1 and 2 are lit at the same time. So you get a bit of kind of rhythmic variation. It was basically as many as you can fit in the board with little room for a chip underneath there. And the other one, which is new, is this volts panel. This is very similar to the voltages panel over here, but this is quite a big thing. It has a lot of LEDs in it. It's quite expensive to build. This is a much, much simpler one. This is just 5 pots, and it gives you another voltage here. And you can control how the sequence comes out by controlling the knobs here. Again, it's really difficult to explain in an environment like this, but it lets you create these random looping sequences and just fiddle with them and change the way they're sounding, whereas this it's a more complicated version of the sequence from this. That's those 2, so these are all coming out probably over the next couple of months. We've got another 2 modules here that are a bit more experimental, a bit more strange. One of the other really popular modules that I designed was the microphony here. This is a module that has a contact microphone built into the panel. So when you use this one, the whole of your case becomes kind of sensitive. If you tap it, you can hear it. That's been very popular. A lot of people taking that, doing lots of things with it I could never really imagine when I designed it. So I wasn't quite sure what people would do with it. So I've got 2 more modules along those lines. There's this module here, which, as you can see, is actually a guitar pickup inside a module. So if I plug this in really quickly, you can hear the main thing you hear with this is a lot of weird noise. Put your hand on it, and you get a whole bunch of pop from yourself. And then if you take other things, so this is an old Buddha machine. If you put that near to it, it picks up the sound from it. And then any kind of electronics nearby, it will pick up vibrations from. So again, I don't quite know how people are going to use this, but we'll put it out there until they do with it. Then the second new one is this module, which is going to be called a magnetophone. And this has up here a old stock cassette head, so a playback head from an old mono tape recorder. And here I've got a wire which has another one there. So this is based on a couple of sort of 1970s tape music experiments. And you can actually take your playheads, and I'm never quite sure if this will work. So again, I'm not quite sure how people are going to use it, but hopefully when we put it out there, they will do something interesting with it.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for talking to us.